today I have some new boy scrapbook layouts to share with you. I've got 10 new ones. I do have a previous video, so this is going to be take 2 or part 2. First 10 original boy scrapbook layout ideas, and then I've got 10 new ones today. So let's dive into them. First of all, I've got this one, multi-photo layout with lots of birthday pictures. You can see it's birthday adventures. I did 5 different pictures because it was his 5th birthday, and I used a really cute boy birthday collection to get this one done. One of the things I like to do on my kid's birthday is capture their number in pictures. So 5 for their 5th birthday, 4 for their 4th birthday, that kind of thing. So just a really fun, simple grid style layout. I built the grid around this, but then I offset that one to add a little bit of design change. And there you have it. Let's go to the next one. So a lot of times collections don't have the best options for boys. That is when I like to look at basics. Look for basic patterns, basic colors, even look at things that could have a boy twist to them. So this is a perfect example. I used the neutral side on a whole bunch of Bella Boulevard papers to layer behind the pictures. Now this is not a boy specific collection. In fact, it's multiple collections. But by using those colors, I made it fit with my boy goals. And then I made a cute boy title, Boys Make Life Awesome. And then just added a few simple embellishments. You can't go wrong with stars in boy layouts. I had some cute little clouds, even some hearts. So lots of options if you just go for some of the more neutral color choices. Neutral is not the right word. Some of the more basic color choices. This next one comes from another boy collection. This one was from Pink Paisley. And this one, you can see I had a lot of really cool papers in this collection. And so I really struggled with how to use them because I wanted to use all of them, but I wanted to use the patterns really in a fun way. So with this one, you can see I kept it to a minimum. I have this really, really, really busy patterned paper background in fabulous boy colors. And then what I did is I cut out this shape, and I'm not sure you can see it real great. There, that's a little better. It's like smoke or cloud or something like that. And so I just cut it out and used that to soften that patterned paper look, and then very minimal embellishing. Chipboard and just a few stickers, really. So not a lot going on. That's one way you can work in some of those really cool boy pattern papers, is to simplify things. Get a neutral background going behind the picture and just go very simple so that you don't lose your picture in that busy patterned paper. Next, I've got a fun one, and this is another example of just using some basic patterns to make a boy layout. This one is all about the beach. Now, this one here with the anchors was from a boy collection, but this is not. Nothing else on here is. In fact, this is from a collection with a lot of pink in it. So what I did here is I brought in all those colors. They coordinate nicely with my picture, and I just worked with the boy color scheme that I was going for, and made everything come together that way. Very simple way to do it. Again, a lot of these collections could have gone, like they were beach and water collections, so they could have gone boy or girl, and I made them work for boy. Now, here's another example of a beach one. This one definitely has some girly colors to it, but you can see, I don't think it has like necessarily a girl or boy feel to the whole layout. I skipped using like anything really feminine, but still I have the flowers on there. I've got pink on here. What I really aim to do is just focus on the bright colors, and that's okay. You know, I mean, sometimes there's gonna be pink, and who cares? I mean, it's obviously you don't want to do, if your son hates pink, you don't want to do a whole pink layout, but a little bit mixed in here and there is okay. And this is just an example of how I made that work with this. Mixed media is a great way to bring in some colors that you want to. Now this is a pre-made background from a mixed media collection by Paper House called Color Washed. And so I didn't even have to make this background. And what I like about that paper pad is it comes with a lot of feminine colors in it as well as masculine, so you can really make it work for you. If you can't make a pattern paper work for you, pull out your paints, pull out your mists, and create a background with those colors that you're looking for. Here's one where I used a boy collection from Photo Play, I believe. I could be wrong, I will have to double check that. But you can see I cut out the Legos to be a background. So just a really simple technique of cutting around a pattern in a paper to make it be a focal point behind your picture. Again, stars, you can't go wrong with stars for boys. I use stars a lot. Capture those memories of your kids of special days. That is something I really like to do. Special moments, special days. I don't want them to get lost. So this one is specifically of the first day my son had his glasses. And you can see, then I brought in some of those random glasses embellishments that we find in collections. You know, you a lot of time have a random embellishment that maybe you're like, I'm not gonna use this very often, but on something like this, it works fantastic. So keep your eye out on those and ways you can incorporate those random embellishments into some everyday stories. Just like stars, you can't go wrong with sunshine on a layout for boys. And this is an example of that. I created this whole background using washi tape. Perfectly matches my son's shirt, perfect boy colors. Again, we could make it work for a girl by adding some pinks in there, some purples in there, but with the colors I've got going, it screams boy. And I've got all kinds of fun dimension and stuff going on with the buttons and the washi. So this is just another example of creating a background to make it work for you. A lot of times we're missing those patterned papers for boys. There's just not as many of them. And so when you don't have that, make one yourself. Use the mixed media, use the washi tape, pull out those supplies. Okay. Here's another one where I did not have the perfect patterned paper. I had a lot of different patterned papers, but none of them were really working for just my background. So I stuck with white, and what I did is I cut out a bunch of frames out of all the different papers that I wanted to include and used those to pull the whole thing together. Very simple technique. I just used We Are Memory Keepers frame punch board. You could also do it with a paper trimmer, and that was able to make it so that I could use a bunch of patterns but not have to, like, I didn't want just this bright orange background. I didn't really want this straight up blue background with all the stuff on it, so I was able to bring in all of them in that way. As I said, I like to capture the little memories. So these last two examples, nope, I'm sorry, I have three actually, but the next two examples are about those little memories. Capture those little memories, moms. We're gonna forget those so quickly. And so do things on your layouts to tell those stories. This one, it's titled, obviously, Things You Say. And I just captured a few different things that he was saying right now. He was saying, do you know that? A lot. And he was saying, so how are you? And he was also saying, you mean. And so I want to remember that about him at that age. And I made sure to get the date on there as well. This is another example of capturing a small memory. And this was actually a pretty big chunk of time for him. And it was when he was going through this phase where he would do this thing called snipping. And he would say, I snipped you, and he would kind of poke someone, but it looked like he was going to pinch you, and he called it snipping, and it was never meant to hurt anyone. It was meant to be like his cute little signature move, kind of like a hug. And so in this one, I captured that by using it as my title, and then lots of little pictures of him snipping. So this one is one of my favorite layouts that I've ever done. I just love how this one came together. Final one is this one, and this one uses another boy themed collection, but it was kind of an older boy than the little boys that I was going for. And I do have an older son. I'm not showing you any of his tonight because they are down in an album downstairs. That'll be the next video, I think. But you can see how I still made this work for little boys. Rock On totally works for little kids. I pulled out a quote and stuck it above and below. I did some string art to pull the whole thing together, and once again, there's stars there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've gotten some fresh inspiration for your boy layouts, and we will see you again soon.